Hello YouTube, King Marnold here, and for those of you who do not know, I actually make Minecraft videos, and in front of me today I have what I call the King cards, and this is actually a deck of cards if you haven't figured out, and on the left is the deck of cards, and on the right is us drawing from the deck of cards, and this actually uses redstone and command blocks to perform this function, and this can be done completely in vanilla Minecraft, of course in creative mode with the command block function. But basically we have two inputs. On our left we have the reset deck function, which I'll explain more in a moment, and on the right we have the draw card button. And what this deck allows us to do is we can actually draw cards without replacement. So what that means is when I draw a 7 of diamonds there, I can no longer draw a 7 of diamonds until I reset the deck, pressing this button. So we'll just keep rolling drawing cards here. But I'm not going to draw through all 52 of them just so you can see that the 7 of diamonds will not show up again. I hope you guys can trust me that that is the case. But all 52 cards are in the deck, and if I press the reset button, which I just did, that enables it so now I can draw the 7 of diamonds again until it gets drawn. Once it gets drawn, it can't be drawn again. But anyways, here's the redstone that makes all of this work, and it doesn't have to be this big. I kind of just made it that big out of convenience. It certainly could be made more compact, but this was probably the most efficient way to build it. But I think the sheep got off of the red block. But anywho, this is... First we'll start with the randomizer function. This is the randomizing function, and I'm not going to go into great detail on how it works, but basically Seth Bling actually invented this randomizer, I believe. But it starts with one randomizer, and we have one input. It splits it off into two, and then I split those two off into another set of two, so it just keeps on going. So it goes 1 to 2 outputs, 2 to 4 outputs, 4 to 8 outputs, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, and 32 to 64. Now 64 outputs gives us 12 too many. So what I do with the remaining 12 is I run them back over to the beginning to be tried. And to build the replacement function of the redstone to make it so that the same card cannot be drawn twice until the deck is reset, I created this kind of section of the redstone to deal with that. And I made it tileable, so I just had to build it once and drag it out with MC-Edit. But over here, this is the individual unit for it, and I'll just kind of give you a look at it and briefly explain it. You'll kind of have to figure it out on your own if you'd like to build this. But here are the two outputs. This controls 2 cards at a time, so I made each system be able to control 2. So on the one half is one card, on the other half is another card, and then there's 32, or not 32, 26 of these. And what happens is this is the central input for it, and it splits off into 2 outputs. The upper output will hit a vertical RS NOR latch, and when that is hit, it'll turn this on, which will turn this torch off. And this will be a hard signal, so this torch will remain off until it is reset by the reset line up here. This is the reset line, and that's the reset input for the RS NOR latch. And when this is on, this torch goes off, this piston comes up. And this is the bottom part of that input. If say we already rolled this, this piston will come up, and when a pulse comes down here, it will not go through that block because the block will be up there. But had it not been drawn yet, this piston will remain down and it would have gone through. But to make sure that we do draw a card when it has already been drawn, so say we hit the 7 of diamonds, even though the 7 of diamonds has already been drawn, and this is the 7 of diamonds redstone, then this piston will go down when this has already been drawn. So this is basically the inverted signal of that piston. So when that piston's down, this piston is up. When this piston is down, that piston is up. So if this has already been drawn, this piston will go down, a redstone signal will go into this central line, which goes all the way down, and it will come back up into this line, which goes all the way across when you tile them, and eventually run back into the randomizer sequence to draw another card. And that's kind of how it works. You'll kind of have to play around with it on your own. But ultimately, we have 52 outputs, and the 52 outputs go into the display function of this redstone system. And I have the deck of cards divided up by their numbers. So we have all the aces here of the 4 suits. We have clubs on the bottom, then spades, then diamonds, then hearts. And it goes 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. And these command blocks clone the respective cards that are 8 levels below them. So this clones the bottom card, that clones the next to bottom card, over to the display over there, and so on and so forth. But that system is the same all the way down. It's completely tileable, and yeah, I think that is pretty much the redstone for that. And if you don't exactly need a deck of cards to do the function that I'm doing, say you don't want to do it without replacement, so say you want a random draw every single time, then you just don't put this layer of the redstone off of the randomizer, and it'll still work if you don't want the without replacement feature. But if you do want it, you can reset it whenever you want, and it's kind of a cool feature to have for perhaps advanced map makers. But I'll just draw another card real quick, and yeah, that's pretty much how it works, and thanks for watching.